There has been a lot of discussion over the past couple of days, of course, ever since the premier came out and talked about banning prayer in public. Most of that reaction, I think, fair to say, has been negative. And it only took a day or so for another group to weigh in, the Assembly of Quebec Bishops here, Catholic bishops in Quebec. And their president is on the line, Martin Laliberte, president of the Quebec Catholic Bishops. So I will begin, first of all, by saying thanks for being here this afternoon, and explain, if you would, why your organization thinks this is a bad idea.
Okay, so good afternoon. Yeah, the idea for us to get out and to say that it's a bad idea is because we are touching some things that is related to the basic rights and freedom and rights that are in the Charter of Rights and Freedom of Canada and of the province of Quebec. So if we touch something so fundamental as something that is a right of the people, so it's dangerous, because when you start to do this, where will you stop? So for us, it's not just the matter of the prayer, it's the matter of the liberty, of the freedom of prayer, to be able to have your own faith, to express it in public. So it's important for us, but it's important also because if you start to mess or to play with the rights of the people, where will it stop? So for us, there's a danger there.
So what's interesting is, of course, you're president of the Assembly of Catholic Bishops, and most people regard what the premier said as basically pointing out, targeting Muslims, if you will. But you chose to come out and say, you know what, it's not a good idea to target anybody. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's it, because the law of laity of the state says that you should not target a religion in particular or favor a particular religion. So the state must be neutral in front of all the religious groups. So it should ensure the respect of the rights and freedom of each religious group. That's the law of laity. If you start to target one group, you're not even faithful to your own law, because you are targeting one in particular. So you're not neutral anymore. And so maybe he had in his mind targeting a group, but the way he said it was prayer in general. So it was touching a fundamental right of every people, every religion, every citizen. So that's why for us there's a danger there, because if you target one group, but when you speak, you speak in general terms, and now you can touch. It can affect every group. So you're not even in the law of laity. Either you do it for everybody, or to nobody. But if you target one in particular, you're even unfaithful to your own law about laity of the state.
So I would ask as well, when I first talked about the subject, I said, it seems to me this is a solution to a problem that doesn't exist. It's not as if we've all been hearing about situations where people have been praying in public or on the street or anywhere else, and then all of a sudden this becomes an issue. Do you have any idea why?
I don't know, because there is a problem with some schools in the school system, and it's normal for the state to intervene because public schools are under the rule of the state. Mm-hmm. So it's normal. There's a problem there, but is the problem related to faith or related to a question of immigration? And I don't want to open a kind of worms here, but how do we integrate immigrants? How do we welcome them? How do they integrate themselves in our society? It seems to me that the problem is more an immigration problem of integration of some groups than a question of faith and a question of religion.
You know, in hearing the federal minister speak on this the other day, again, trying to question why Premier Legault has decided to come out and actually talk about this and then even bring up the notwithstanding clause, he said maybe there's an issue here between separating what he calls Muslims from Islamists. Is there a definition there that you think is perhaps what Premier Legault is thinking about or talking about when he introduces this kind of, new issue?
Yeah, I'm not in his head. What I know is that when you start targeting one group in particular, it's very difficult, because now you're creating a kind of chaos in society. You're starting to divide people. And so I don't think the solution for us is to start to divide people, but trying to find common ground where everybody can reach an agreement as a society, instead of starting to point out some groups or targeting some groups and now creating divisions. It's going to be complicated. I think dialogue is a better solution for us.
Well, I think most people would agree dialogue is the way to go, which makes me ask the question. We know the Premier is, of course, a Catholic. Yeah. You represent Catholic bishops. Has there been any discussion, or are you asking perhaps to meet with the Premier?
We asked for it, but it's kind of complicated. He's a Catholic, but I don't know to which level he understands things, the way we are thinking. Maybe he never thought. I think maybe it's something that I don't know if it's his deep understanding of something spontaneous. But we try to reach to his office and try to dialogue. But the context has not eased in the political context in this situation now.
But you would welcome.
We have been heard by some assistants or people in the cabinet of the Prime Minister. Yeah.
And you would welcome the opportunity to do that.
Oh yes. I'm very open to talk with him. Yeah, to have a frank and a clear dialogue about the subject, because maybe his words were not reflecting his thoughts on the matter, but it's complicated. I'm not in his head, I'm not in his heart, but you know how it is. But I think what he said, if it's spontaneous, maybe he could not envision to which extent it would affect all the society.
Just as a final question, we've heard from other religious leaders as well speak out about this. Have you heard from any other religious leaders again? Are you planning to do something together? Yes,
we have a kind of a table of coalition of different religious leaders. We were very active during the pandemic. Maybe we are still active, but a lot less. But maybe on a matter like this, it would be interesting to meet again and to start again to have some thoughts and reflection together on the matter. Yeah.
Monsieur Laliberte, I thank you so much for your time. Very much appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good afternoon.